I know you guys are thinking, did I just tune into UFO Buster Radio with that guy, Manny Moonraker? You're thinking, I didn't hear that wonderful intro that I've been hearing for almost, 3 years? That long intro that would put you to sleep sometimes. Whatever. The intro's not dead, but I decided after months and months of people requesting to change it up some. And actually, we're going to hear a few different intros this month. And we'll just keep it fresh. We'll just keep mixing it up for you guys who tend to take a nap when the intro is more than 20 seconds. But it's okay, I get it. You hear about the news, you hear about UFOs. You're here to listen to the short form podcast dealing with ufology and UFOs. And by golly, I will make it 10 seconds shorter in the intro so you can get to it quicker. And that's what I did. I hope you liked it. A few more versions coming out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If not, I know you'll tell me. I'm pretty sure you will. Gary on damn teed. But in the meantime, I thank you for listening either way, even if you fast forward the first half minute. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. This is UFO Buster Radio. I am Manny Moonraker, and we've got some crazy shite to talk about in the news. There's a theory. There's a paper that came out recently that I think is, man, it throws a curveball. It really does. But what really makes it more plausible is the fact that in the early 70s, someone that passed away recently in the world of science actually studied this situation as something that would be possible. Something that could actually happen. Something that we may be experiencing right now. Listen, if he actually was studying this, this could be something significant. Something that if this individual was around today, would be absolutely tickled pink by it. Completely tickled pink. Because this is, when I tell you, this is one of the theories that I love the most that I've heard recently regarding a certain object in the middle of nowhere. And it almost fits perfectly. Not because of what it is, but the fact that humanity can't find it. This really fits the bill that would answer why we cannot. But before we get into that, hey, I'm on social media, so follow UFO Buster Radio and Manny Moonraker on the Facebook pages, UFO Buster Radio. No longer Manny Moonraker, that's gone. The Facebook group, UBR Truth Seekers, which I'm not allowed to post in anymore, or at least not until after tomorrow. The Twitter, at UFO Buster Radio, and every blue moon, something gets onto Instagram, at Manny Moonraker. So follow, share, like. The fact is that the podcast only grows when you do those specific things. Share, like, and follow. It's a social media world. And podcasting is social. And it's a form of media. So help social media, help Manny Moonraker, help you. Because otherwise, these might be the very last intros you'll be hearing this year. Let's get on to the news. You know, it's been a while since we've talked about Planet 9, Nibiru, and all of that madness, right? Because I want to say it probably has been almost 4 to 6 months since the last time there was any real good news stories about the search for Planet 9. So let's do a little refresher course right here, right now, just for you guys who are new to this topic. Planet 9, as it states, it's an additional planet, being that Pluto got the old heave-ho and is no longer a full-size planet, but a reject. Well, like one of the 7 dwarfs, Pluto became the 8th dwarf planet, but actually brought our planets down to 8. So now we have Kuiper Belt problems, right? The Kuiper Belt and the trans-Neptunian objects out there past Neptune have been acting a little funny. They've been acting strange. And that is because the theory is that they're being, how should I say, acted upon by gravitational forces of something really significant in size. So, hypothetically, one would assume that it's a planet. Planet 9, outer region of the solar system, and what they're saying is that this particular planet, if it is a planet, is about 250 times farther from the sun than the Earth is. Fascinating, right? Intriguing. They also say that the mass of this theoretical, hypothetical planet 9 is between 5 to 10 times the mass of the planet Earth, with a radius 2 to 4 times of that of our planet, the little blue, sucky little planet, third from the sun. But here's the problem. Along with that, there's other, theories, some of which are not exactly as popular. Well, actually, no, I'm lying. Nibiru is extremely popular with people who talk about the doomsday, the ending of civilization. People love the Nibiru cataclysm, which is basically the encounter between Planet X / Nibiru. Some people say / Planet 9 as well. And basically, what's going to happen is that there will be a doomsday event when this unnamed planet will either pass in close proximity to planet Earth or collide with it, and therefore wiping humanity off the face of the universe. Besides some body parts, floating around in space, what can you do? There's got to be some kind of remnants somewhere. DNA all over the place. But the story today is a little different. The story today is about primordial black holes, or PBHs. Yeah, who knew? Who the fuck knew that this was a real thing? Let's talk about primordial black holes. Apparently, they are the oldest and relatively smallest of black holes that emerged after the Big Bang. So let's throw that theory in there. They apparently were created out of the result of density fluctuations in the very early universe. And these things are extremely tiny, but they have a high amount of mass. So this is what makes them hold the title of black holes. But these are primordial because they've been around for fucking ever. They just won't go away. Some of the theories say that the theory assumed that most of them likely evaporated over the eons shortly after the Big Bang, but they may still be around. The theory is some of them could have survived, but they can't really be seen directly, so you can't just pull up a telescope and say, oh, there's a black hole. Oh, it's primordial. It's a little smaller than the other guys. It's like the dwarf of black holes. But here's the thing. There was a paper written recently by these 2 astronomers, Jakub Scholtz of Durham University and James Unwin of the University of Illinois at Chicago. I think that's the way you're supposed to say it. And they assume in their paper that this PBH, or a primordial black hole, could possibly reside a little closer to us as we would like to think. The paper that they published basically is theorizing that possibly Planet 9 is not really a Planet 9, but a PBH. A PBH that apparently is orbiting the sun at a distance of about 300 to 1,000 AUs. They're saying that this could be the reason why we really can't see evidence of another planet other than gravitational pull. This is exciting. And what they're doing is that they're looking at the fact that there's, unsolved gravitational anomalies that have to do with these trans-Neptunian objects. And the fact is there's events that show in the way they, how could you say, they wiggle, that there is something out there with a significant mass, all the way up to 20 Earth masses affecting them. Now, why wouldn't we be able to see that? Why couldn't we see something that massive when we can see things 400 or 500 billion light years away? The theory is that because this is a primordial black hole, it is too damn small to see it. It is extremely small. The theory about these primordial black holes were first brought forth, believe it or not, back in the 1960s? 1966, actually. Jakub Borosovich Zeldovich, I fucked that up, and Igor Dmitrovich Novikov. If you guys are in the Federation of Russia, please correct me on that. In 1966, they first proposed the existence of such black holes, these tiny primordial black holes, but the theory behind their origins were actually first studied by the one and only, the late Stephen Hawking, back in 1971. Listen, if Hawking was able to do some research on this and define them, it's a possibility that these things are real. The guy was a genius. How many things did he really get absolutely wrong in his lifetime? But again, it does explain, because these things are extremely, extremely small. The theory is that this particular item, this PBH that might be outside of our solar system, its size could be in centimeters. That's how small it is, in centimeters. So it really would not even put out a lot of energy. Not enough energy for anyone to be able to detect it. What they're saying is that the only way to really find it is to look at the differences it makes within the microwaves and radiation that might be impacted by its mass. So people wouldn't be looking for this. You're looking for something dense with density, but the density matching its size. So you have something so tiny and so small, they're not going to find it. So these two guys said, hey, maybe this is a primordial black hole that's sitting out there in the middle of nowhere, in the darkness. I would tend to believe that, listen, we're human, right? It's very possible that we just can't see it because we don't know what the fuck we're looking at, so we can't see a damn planet. But it's very possible that this little tiny little prick in the middle of the darkness, this little object, which is measured in centimeters, but still has the mass of 20 Earths, could be sitting out there, and we just can't detect it because we're not looking for it. It's amazing what science can give you. I'm just amazed by this. Now, here's the other thing. Let's talk about Nibiru for a second and Planet X. What if this is Nibiru? I mean, to be honest, I don't think Nibiru has to be as big as the planet Earth to crash into it. I did see a story somewhere where they were detecting black holes to be actually moving throughout space. What if our little primordial black hole has been on the move for some while? What if that's the reason it appears that these trans-Neptunian objects are being affected by something that has some kind of an elongated orbit around the sun? Could be possible. This could be our Nibiru. It just is really fucking small. This is something to keep an eye on. I know you guys really enjoy stories about Planet X and Nibiru, how crazy that idea is, but I think we just found the little fucker who started all that stuff. So let's find him and give him a name. Because I don't think Planet X is going to stick anymore. I really think that this could be it. But we'll find out shortly, I'm sure, because the many astrologers are out there looking for this. Actually, astrologers. Well, astrologers are looking for Planet 9. Astronomers are looking for the little pinprick in the middle of space. But eventually we're going to get an answer because they're running tests and running models, doing more calculations and trying to figure out if they can actually triangulate where the hell this thing is. But can you imagine if they do and there's nothing there? They really cannot see it because it's one of these dwarf black holes. This is UFO Buster Radio. Manny Moonraker. I am checking out. I thank you for listening again. Listen, this kind of stuff is exciting, right? What could it be? What could it be? All I know is this could be the end of the world. Ciao.
The satellites explode. It must be bad news overload. Then we salute eternity and pay our final. This is the end of the world.